Welcome to One on One. I'm Greg Bassett, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. We've got one of my favorite people in the house today, Jenni Pastusak. She's going to talk to us about getting healthy. Welcome, Jenni.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, as everyone knows, I was always healthy. Then I gained a lot of weight.
It happens.
Then I lost 75 pounds.
Awesome.
And now I've gained back 90.
Okay.
So
Motivating.
Jenni is here to try to motivate me and people like me to not get angry, but to figure out how to get healthy again and what we need to do. And she does this thing called Crossfit. Now, I see these people doing Crossfit. They look crazy to me, but they're motivated, and I want to know what makes this Crossfit thing go. So help me understand all this.
Okay. I'll start with the story of how I kind of found CrossFit myself.
Yes.
Because
you were on your track to be like me, like you were going to get to be 35 and 40, and you're going to get kind of lumpy. You had some kids, and you were going to turn into that.
That's the one thing I said, absolutely not.
But then something happened and that triggered in you, and you've sustained this healthy lifestyle.
So I used to run. I ran. We ran some races together,
right.
And I thought, I'm fit. I'm a runner. I can do races. I run, cardio. And then a friend of mine introduced me to CrossFit, and my first CrossFit workout, I thought, I'm fit, I've got this, and I didn't. I was smoked by a woman that was probably 15 years older than me in this workout, and I took a step back and I was like, why did that just happen? She's older, and why is she more fit than me? Like, no, I'm fit. And I realized she had been doing CrossFit for over a year, and her body was conditioned to do those movements and much better and faster than me. And so that kind of motivated me too, because I said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. I need to do this more and kind of feel it out and see, what am I missing here? And I don't know, 7, 8 years later, I'm still doing it. I love so many aspects of it because it's motivating itself. When I go through my workday, I can't wait to go into, we call it the box, the gym, and work out with my group of people. It's a community of people.
And that's the key. That's one thing I see is that people are feeding off of each other. I'm on the treadmill with my headset on, trying not to make any contact with any human being.
Yes.
But you guys are actually doing it together and encouraging each other. And what I see, and this is just someone who's watching who doesn't understand, you guys will lift weights and do all this stuff, and then you go out and you run around the building 10 times. Yeah. And then you come back in and you do that, and it's like, why are they doing all? It's cold out there. How are they? And it's 5:30 in the morning to boot. So I don't know. What motivates you to do this?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. With different elements, we don't have air conditioning in our gym. We don't have a lot of heat in our gym. So it is a warehouse with weights and pull-up bars. It's very minimalist. We don't have a ton of equipment because you can do a workout just with your body weight and get a really good workout. If you know what a burpee is,
no.
You throw your body on the ground and you pop back up again. Yeah, do 25 of those, and you'll be like, because it's a full body movement. So yeah,
I just do it once a day when I go to bed at night and when I wake up in the morning. That's the only burpees that I do.
Right. So I think that the motivating part is, yes, we are there as I coach the early class, and we have several coaches who value. We're giving those people who show up for our class the best hour of their day. That is our goal, the best hour of their day, whether it's 5:30 in the morning or 4:30 at night. We train them to do the movements correct so they don't injure themselves, because we do a lot of Olympic weightlifting.
Right.
Yes, you can throw your back out by one nasty deadlift.
Right.
And we don't want that to happen. We want them to come back. So I think the community part is that, oh, I can't do what she can do, but the coach will scale that workout so you can get a good workout in, whether you can do pull-ups or not, whether you can, you can do snatches or, clean and jerks. We can manipulate the workout for you so you get a good workout. That's number one. The coaching is key. You have a personal coach there through the whole time you're there to help you.
And you need that because you got to please someone. You got to show up for some purpose.
Yes. So then you have your athletes, and we call them athletes because they are. And you're like, I'm going to be the last one to finish this. It's a 10-minute workout, or and I'm not going to get as many reps as her. You leave that at the door. You leave your ego at the door and everything else at the door, because everyone in that class is going to cheer you on until you finish, high five you at the end. Good job. I get the goosebumps when I think about it, because there are people who are, they're struggling and they make it through, and everyone is around them to, lift them up and make them feel good about themselves.
I was on a weight machine some time ago, and one of the CrossFit people had come back in, and they were like lifting all these weights really fast. And I was like, dude, why do you do this? What's going on? He's like, I want to be the best person at my work, and this keeps me driven and focused. And I was like, well, I want to be the best person at my work too, but not this way.
Well, but I think that it leads to other things: a healthy lifestyle, your diet, how you function with my kids. Yeah, I can go out there and I can race. I bet you I could race my son in a mile run, maybe 2 miles, and whoop his butt.
Right.
At 15 years old,
right.
Because I can. Because that's the other part. My children know, if mom doesn't work out for like 2 or 3 days, watch out.
Right.
She needs to go to CrossFit. And then I go, I get my workout on, and I come home and I'm like a happy person. So I think that it's motivating because it helps in all facets of life too. You live a healthier lifestyle. You want to eat better, because why are you going to eat junk and then go work out? It defeats the purpose, and you feel better. And then you think about, we focus on functional movements. The things we do are functional. I can deadlift a dresser. My boyfriend and I, we're both CrossFitters, and we moved me out of my old house into a new one in less than 5 hours with, heavy furniture, because we know how to lift it properly.
Right.
That's functional, that's functional fitness transferred into everyday life. And, I'm not going to bend over and pick up a sack of potatoes and throw my back out, because I know how to do it properly because of CrossFit. We talk about mobility. So we have athletes in there we have, kids from, 15 to, I don't know, who our oldest athlete is, 60s, and we talk about mobility. So, my mobility here is fine. Other people are like, I can't even move my arms.
Right.
So, can I put something over my head and go down in a squat? Some people cannot do that.
Yeah.
So as coaches, we have to warm them up in order to do the best version of that possible. Right. And it helps you be more mobile in your everyday life again. You can move better. It's just more fluid, because now, granted, we get sore, don't get me wrong. If we do too many squats, a trip down the steps is tough, or to the bathroom. So we get sore too, because we push the limits, and there is a definitely a level of intensity with CrossFit that is not in maybe just regular Globo gym scenarios. And that intensity, we drive that intensity because it shows results.
Yeah. The competition thing's important, because when I was running, my daughter used to run with me. We would run about 10 races a year together.
Yeah.
And it was always fun, because I would always finish, and then I'd wait for her and clap and cheer her on. And we were at the St. Patrick's Day run on the boardwalk in Ocean City one year, and I could see her. She was about 300 yards ahead of me, and I thought, all right, it's like a mile to go. She's going to pull back. She's going to start to falter, and I'll be able to catch her. And she wasn't faltering. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to run harder, and I'll catch her because she can't possibly beat me. Yeah. And I couldn't catch her, and it was just so demoralizing. And then we never ran another race again because because I was like, well, she's beating me now, you know. And then actually we ran Tim Kennard after that, and she put on Facebook, well, I beat the old man again today, and I was like, that's it, I'm done.
No,
that's wrong. That's a wrong attitude.
And in my head, I would say, thank you, Annie, because you made my time better than the last 5K.
That's true.
Because
she did.
That is, so when I hear pitter patter behind me in a run,
yeah,
I'm going to pick up my pace. And it is all friendly competition. No one is like, you know, no one gets upset.
Yeah.
It is friendly competition, but it drives you to be a better you. Like, you know, I'm learning, I'm 42 now, and I used to try and, you know, still compete with the younger athletes. And now my body's telling me, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. So I have to pull back a little bit because our bodies change as we age. And every once in a while I'll get something, you know, and I'm like, no, I could beat her, but maybe not. But if I try, she made me try harder and do better, you know.
And I know there are thousands of people in the same situation as me. And if they're not careful, they're going to get diabetes. Our diabetes rate here on the Lower Shore is really high.
Yeah, it is double the national rate. That is, it's shocking, but it's the truth. And you're right. You said you removed sodas. Sugar is, I want to say,
liquid
more
candy.
Addictive than cocaine. You know, like, and I love my sugar too. I have a sweet tooth. But I don't think people even realize how many items sugar is in.
Yeah.
It's in everything. So read the label. Read the label. Take a time, you know, and if you don't really know how to read the label, you know, look it up and see what those things are. You know, what are you putting in your body? But yes, as far as the rate of diabetes here, the obesity too, you know, I think that people tend to just say, I give up, you know, it's just too late. It's not too late.
It's not too late.
No, because we have success stories in our gym of people who've lost, you know, we have, you know, one man who lost, you know, 30 pounds. We did a nutrition challenge and it was amazing. To see that transformation, it's not too late. It's never too late. But that is important too. It's what you put in your body for fuel. And I learned, you know, very quickly because of the intensity of our workouts, I can't just eat carrots and celery, you know, like I need carbs too because we're burning so much.
Right.
It's calories in, calories out.
You get to put money in the bank because you're spending money at the gym.
Yeah. So I think it's important if you're going to come in and you're going to work out hard, care about what you put in your body because it's only going to make you, you know, more fit and better in the gym or whatever fitness situation you're in, but you're going to feel better. We did, so as CrossFitters, a lot of us do like paleo, close to paleo, which is lean meats, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. No sugar, no dairy, and no grains, really.
I've also stopped dairy. I mean, I cheat with ice cream occasionally, once a week, but still no dairy.
So with that, I learned that I was really hungry still. It wasn't right for me. It wasn't right for Jenni, you know, whereas other people do it and they love it. And the first 2 weeks were really hard. I had no sugar. I went through like withdrawal.
Right, and once you get through it though, and people do, if you can hang in there for 6 or 7 days, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I had a headache, and
then when you drink a Coke, you're like, ew.
Ew, and a strawberry is super sweet.
Exactly.
You know, and it was really cool because I'm like, this strawberry is so sweet. I don't need that candy bar, you know, like because this is fulfilling that, you know, that craving. But I just realized though too, you know, eliminating the grains. I was eating handfuls of almonds like they were going out of style, which kind of affected my stomach. And I was like, I don't really think this one's for me. So you kind of have to play around to see what does work for you and what you can sustain, because you don't want to be, you know, at your desk at 3:00 in the afternoon, like passing out.
Right.
You know,
because when that happens, that's when you go for the sweet thing.
Yeah.
You'll go get the candy bar or something like that. You get to appreciate things that you just find mundane normally.
You do, you do. But I think too, like you can look, there's so much out there in regards to, cooking with coconut oil as opposed to vegetable oil. There's healthy things that are really yummy and tasty. And, I made paleo granola. I don't know how because we didn't do grains, but I forget what was in it. It was the best because it tasted kind of like granola, and I love granola. And so there's so many different like recipes and foods. Basically, the rule of thumb is to shop the perimeter of a grocery store. And everything in those aisles in between is processed, and you don't need it. Your body doesn't need it.
How do you sustain it though? How do you not lapse into a depression, like enjoy comfort food? I mean, or do you have bouts where you have a hard time?
No, I am driven. I guess what drives me is that I am 42, and I'm not going to accept letting myself go. And I do, but I do care about, how I feel and how I look. But I think that I'm driven because I love it. I look forward to doing those when I look at the workout of the day, they're called the WOD, the WOD. I get excited. I can't wait to get in there. Let's say I have a bad day at work. I'm going to take every frustration out from that bad day on that workout. And I'm going to kill it. And then I'm done and I'm like, okay, I feel better. It drives me. I think that, I'm driven to be there because what the workout and the community and the people do for me. So it goes both ways. And I also think that, I eat junk sometimes. I'm not always so healthy about what I put in my body. But after I do that, I kind of take it to the next level and I say, all right, you can have that.
Right.
But you're gonna go hard, and then you don't feel bad about it, and it kind of just helps me sustain that.
The fact that I'm in the gym is good news there. Just even walking the 3 miles on the treadmill, whatever, I get a sweat up.
Yeah.
That's great. But how do you get someone like off the treadmill and into a program like you are? Or I don't know if it's an all or nothing thing. Is there like an in-between thing where there's CrossFit, but it's not like crazy CrossFit like what I think you do?
No, it's funny because people say, oh, I need to lose some weight before I try CrossFit.
Yeah.
Or I need to get fit before I try.
Well, that's where I'm right now. I need to lose some more weight before I start running again because I don't want to get hurt running.
No, and we hear that a lot. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, step foot in the door. Those workouts that we do, like I said, it is scalable. You're going to do things with kettlebells and dumbbells and things that you didn't even realize you could do. And you're going to work different muscles that you didn't even know were there. So I think that, I go to a gym and I want to take a Zumba class, or I want to run on the treadmill, or it's CrossFit. And CrossFit is it's everything together with other people that's motivating. But when you start, it's not like you have to walk in fit.
Right.
You just walk in the door.
Right.
And you will either, they talk about it like, oh, drinking the Kool-Aid, and there's some haters out there.
Yeah.
Because people get injured.
Yeah. And
I really hone in on how much our coaches care about the safety of our athletes. We don't want people injured. We want them to come back. So. Well,
that's what happened with spin class, the bicycling.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a group of 50 and 60-year-old people, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you need to move to the next level. So I did the next level, and the coach killed me. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. But the level I was in was not enough, but the next level was too much, and I couldn't find the right thing.
Right. So in my head, that's a conversation that we even have with new athletes to say, do you have any injuries? What did you do fitness-wise before you walked in the door here? We are going to know what you're capable of, but you know your body better than anyone else. So if I have an athlete say to me, I can't run, I'm going to put you in a rower then. I'm going to put you on the assault bike. There's options. So there's always options to kind of change things for people who, oh, my knee, I can't. Well, you can do this instead. And it it is the communication between you and the coach to decide what that workout is going to look that day. So you get a good workout in, you feel good about it, and it might not be exactly what, Joe over here does, but it's still, it works within the confines of the class, and it's a great workout. I think that, it's challenging too, because as a coach, you've got seasoned athletes and they're veterans and they're good and they know kind of what they're going to do. And you have others that you need to help design that workout even every day for them, because, that's why we're there. And that's why you do pay a membership, to be a part of CrossFit. It's different than, a $50 a month gym membership. It is, you're getting the one-on-one attention from that coach.
Physically, my son had all the abilities that he needed. He was physically, he was able to do things.
Yes.
And I remember being a baseball player, I knew what to do. I knew all the strategies and stuff, but I didn't have the physical ability to do all this stuff. So, there's 2 outs, there's a man on second. I knew where to throw the ball. And my son, who physically could do stuff, would be out there and be like, where do I throw the ball again? It's like, dude, if my brain could just be in your body, you could really be really something, but you just have to be motivated that way.
You do, and you have to want it, I look at the kid, my sons are very different. My older one is very competitive. He wants the win. He will do whatever he needs to do to get the win. My youngest, Nicholas, he's a lacrosse and he's a goalie. And
boy, being the parent of a goalie is,
I know,
believe
it's
me,
tough.
I know it's
tough.
If the crowd gets on the wrong side of your kid.
But the thing is, balls will get in.
Yeah.
He'll let some in, and he kind of just brushes it off.
Yeah.
And he's
my daughter was that way, but I couldn't take it.
It's very hard because you're like, oh, I'm like, be ready, be ready, be ready. And he's like, I got this.
Right.
I'm ready because I'm here in all these goalie equipment and stuff, and
and I wanted to say, don't you see the back missed that? It was not on her. It was on the the other
right,
back missed it.
Right.
The parents don't care.
Well, the defensive players are supposed to protect their goalie.
Exactly. That was
it's
always
their
my
fault
point.
that they even got that far, But everybody is so supportive. I mean, he plays lacrosse at for Falcons, and all the family they're not mad at Nicholas when he lets one in.
Right.
I mean, I think the cool thing, and I'm kind of new to lacrosse because we were always baseball before, is when the team brings the goalie in.
This is awesome.
Oh, the first time I saw it, I was like, what is going on? What are they doing?
Would she win a game and lead them off the field?
Yeah.
That I get goosebumps now just thinking about it.
It's so cool because you know what? Maybe that was a rough game, and maybe they let a lot in, but that person is there for the whole team. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, one morning at breakfast, I was like, what's wrong? She's like, we're playing Queen Anne's today. I was like, She's like, Dad, they're going to score at least 14 goals on me, so I need to get ready for that. I'm like, well, your team will just score 15. She's like, no, we'll score 3. And sure enough, it was 14-3. But it was always that way but she knew. She knew. But it built her character. I just know it did.
Sure. And she knew that was going to happen, so she was preparing herself for it because there's nothing she could do about it. Right. You can be a good goalie, but if it's a team,
All right. How to get people like me off the treadmill and into CrossFit? What's your advice?
My advice is that you walk through the door. You go in the first class, especially at CrossFit Salisbury.
First, I have to not think that you all are crazy. I need to kind of understand the religion thing a little bit.
Right, and I think sometimes people are intimidated and they're scared because of what they see. They see it on TV. The CrossFit Games just happened, which is like.
Those people are aliens. They're not from Earth.
It's so inspiring. They're amazing. They are the fittest on Earth.
Yeah.
When you talk about fitness. But that's the thing that scares people. They're like, I can't do that. You can do a version of that. Whatever that version is.
60-year-old overweight male.
You can. And we will wean you into CrossFit. It's not a slap in the face of, well, you're going to have to do, 200-meter run, then come in, do 20 burpees, and then 20 deadlifts, and then do that 5 times for time. Go. No, that's not what you get when you walk in the door. And that's what, I struggle with because people are like, I want to. Just come in.
Right.
Check out a class, whether you want to observe or actually participate, and I say you kind of need to check out more than one class because every day is different. You know, it could be a weightlifting day on Monday, but then Tuesday it's metabolic conditioning or gymnastics.
Do you go every day or every other day? What do you recommend?
So I recommend my athletes 3 days on, 1 day off because rest
It's very important.
is very important.
Yeah.
Your body has to recover. And, you know, I've been guilty of it too, of going too many days. I'm just doing damage. I'm not going to get a great workout in on Friday when I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because my body is saying, stop, you need rest. And it's important. We actually have a competition tomorrow. And yesterday someone had asked me to meet him at the gym. I said, I'm not going in because I'm competing on Saturday. I'm going to wreck myself before, you know, it's time to go as hard as you can. So I think that rest is really important. But as far as getting someone there, it's literally pull up, walk in the door. You will be greeted. You will have a warm welcome because a new face. You know, I love it in the morning when we
Right.
we'll go around the circle and we'll do, it's kind of an icebreaker, but it's so fun. The other day when I coached, it was say your name, because there's new faces in there all the time. Many people know each other very well, and my question of the day was, do you have any recurring dreams? Because I had woken up at that morning and I had this one recurring dream. And I'm like, why do I keep dreaming this? So we went around the room and everyone said, you know, I don't really remember my dreams, but other people had some of the same recurring dreams. It was such a cool conversation.
Yeah.
You know, the one day it was, you know, say your name and your, you know, favorite, you know, summertime beverage, or it could be anything. The coach usually, you know, picks the question and then you get to learn things about people
Right.
just in that, you know, 5-10 minutes. And it's really cool. Say your name and your profession. People didn't even know what other people did because we were always together in the gym,
Right.
in our gym clothes. When we see people out of the gym in regular, it's like, you look so nice. Because we're used to, you know, ponytails and shorts and tank tops.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, well, we're real people outside of this gym too, you know, like we have, you know, lives. So I think that it's fun because you get to know people in your community and you hang out outside of the gym too. And you talk about life and kids and work, and it's a built-in, you know, community of friends, family, really.
She's Jenni Pastusak. She's been in here to inspire me. I think it's worked. I'm ready to get out there. Thanks for being here today so much.
Thanks
you.
for having me.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. Another edition of One on One right here on Pack 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and One on One. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.